I guess I'd ask you, what did it feel like knowing that I feel like this group specifically was very strong? Was that intimidating for anyone? Or did you felt like, that made you rise to the occasion a little bit more, Nolan?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when I found out that I was going to be on with Waffle Crew, I was kind of bummed because they're so awesome. And then the freaking Bonebreakers came out doing their thing. And it's like, this Usama, there's just so much talent, man. It's like, but I try not to think about that stuff, honestly, and to just think about how much of a blessing it is to be able to sing an original song for millions of people. That I've sent that song out to so many people over the last 13, 14 years, and everyone has always said, no, it's not good enough, yada, yada. So I don't know. I think I always heard that comparison is the thief of joy,
That's
and
great.
I try to remember that. So, we're all the same light in different shells, I think. And gosh, I sound like a hippie with a bunch of crystals and like cats everywhere. Anyway,
I thought
that's my long.
it was powerful, and your message was powerful. Usama,
Thank
I know
you.
as a comedian, it's a tight wire act between, knowing your audience and, being funny. How do you think it went last night? I know that the female judges were a little bit thrown off.
Yeah, man. Comedy, you go for it, and there was no crowd, so basically everyone's opinion is magnified, right? So if one person didn't like it, then that's 33% of the audience technically in the library. But I'm looking at the comments, I'm looking at my online energy, and it was a great set. Like, I felt really good about it. I was myself completely, and all the jokes came from love and a desire to connect. So there's no malice or anything. And there's gonna be some clickbait because they've never really seen a comedian like me on the show who does the jokes that he wants to do. So that's kind of like one of those things where it's like, just go for it as completely as yourself as possible, and chips fall where they may. And some of the judges didn't like it, but I'm very proud of the set, and I thought we were really good.
Yeah, I know when Michael Yo was on a few weeks ago, he went for sort of the family comedy. And did that play into your decision to take the risk, knowing that he didn't actually make it through, but you also wanted to differentiate yourself as a comic?
Well, it's just like, this is the kind of jokes I do. They're loud, they're wild, they're full of good energy. So it's just the stuff I do. It's not like I was like seeing like I love and respect Michael Yo. He's a killer, and comedy can be a little more difficult in these types of shows. It's a broad show. So Bonebreakers are awesome. Nolan Neals are awesome. In general, music and dance, more people can enjoy just from watching it, whereas comedy can be referential. And so if people have to understand where you're coming from and context a lot of times to really understand it. So sometimes I think it like maybe make it your audience a little smaller on a show like this that is so broad and so like far reaching across demographics. But I went for it in the way I did and the way I am. And so I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I loved it, man. To the Bonebreakers, speaking of how broad this show is, what was the response like back home? Did you hear from anyone in Africa, friends, family, anything like that after your performance?
And we getting a lot of feedback. What I'm saying, we get a lot of messages. We get a lot of like I said, messages, encouragement, and all that. They're happy for us, and that's all it was about. To make them proud, to make them happy, to show them that we got their back. So the whole Africa is basically happy because everybody's sharing. We're reading the comment, we're reading the messages people sending to us. It's a lot, but we're reading a couple of them and giving us great energy.
Yeah, I could talk to you guys forever about just the training that goes into the stuff you're doing because it's so like otherworldly. It doesn't seem possible. How did you sort of get your start, in this sort of talented field? How did you guys begin to dance the way you do?
Oh man, it's a long story, man. We started in the circus school back home in my country. We got a big circus school that called Keta Fudiba. So that's where we all met, when we was a kid. So we met there, and it was like, oh, he's flexible. So let's combine together and put something together, And we felt like the team mindset is stronger than anything else. you know.
Mm.
So we was like, okay, let's get together, let's work hard. We had the same dreams, almost same goal planned, you know. So we was like, okay, let's work together and go for it. So that's how we started working.
It's been impressive. Nolan, last question for you, man. I just wanted to know, you've touched on your sobriety, your story's powerful. How has that impacted your songwriting and your performing? I know as a singer, it's made you seem so vulnerable up there, and we can feel it, and it's amazing. So have you noticed a change?
I feel like I can connect with the song much more. I can connect with the lyrics. Yeah, definitely. I remember back when I was using, my best friend Bub was like, you have that good friend who always tells you when you are sucking at something. And he was listening to Daughtry, and I was like jealous. I was like, dude, I can sing better than Daughtry. He's like, bro, no, you can't. You cannot sing better than Daughtry. And I was like, what do you mean I can't? And he was like, dude, your voice sounds all jacked up, man. You're all messed up, dude. And then I got sober, and 2 years later, he came to see me play, and he was like, bro, your voice is better than Daughtry now. It's like, you should go audition for like one of these shows. So
that's cool.
Yeah.